Imagine leaving your home for work, and when you return, your neighbors have stolen it. That's exactly what happened to me. The return. I left my house for about a year and a half. Bills paid, taxes done, everything in order. I even asked my neighbor Rick to keep an eye on the place. But when I came back, my gate was gone. My driveway was full of strange trucks. And sitting on my porch were people I'd never seen before. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Then Rick stepped out with a smug grin and said, "You abandoned this place. HOA gave it to me. It's mine now." I couldn't believe it. Rick had moved his family into my home, rented out my barn, and even hired thugs to guard the property. When I tried to step forward, 3 men with bats blocked me. "Try that again," one of them said, "and you'll regret it." That night, I sat in my truck, watching strangers live in my home. Police and HOA. The next morning, I called the police. But Rick showed them fake HOA papers saying I abandoned the house. The officers shook their heads and told me it was a civil matter. I was furious, but I wasn't giving up. The fight. I hired a lawyer. For weeks, I lived out of my truck, gathering every receipt, every record, proving the house was mine. Meanwhile, Rick and his family trashed the place. Parties on my lawn, fences destroyed, graffiti on my barn. In court, Rick acted confident. He had his thugs in the gallery glaring at me. One even followed me out and whispered, "Drop the case if you know what's good for you." But we found the truth. Rick had bribed the HOA president. Emails proved it. They had fabricated the whole story about abandonment. Justice. The judge looked at the evidence, raised his gavel, and said, "This property belongs to its rightful owner. Effective immediately, the occupants are trespassing." I won. But Rick wasn't finished. When deputies came to evict him, he locked himself inside with his thugs. They screamed that the land was theirs. The sheriff didn't hesitate. The door was broken down, and Rick was dragged out in handcuffs, kicking and cursing. Watching him shoved into a police car, after all the threats, the lies, the intimidation, was the sweetest moment of my life. The aftermath. Inside, my home was destroyed. Floors scratched, windows broken, graffiti everywhere. But it didn't matter. It was mine again. The HOA president was forced to resign and investigated for fraud. Rick faced criminal charges. And me? I rebuilt. Step by step, I repaired the damage. Every nail, every stroke of paint reminded me. They tried to steal my dream, but they failed.